Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk episode. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Doja Cat's new music video, Paint the Town Red. Let's get right into it. If you're a routine viewer of this channel, then you should already know we have exposed Doja Cat several times over. Doja is at this point open with her alliance. She wants her fans to know exactly who she worships. For the last few months now, Doja has been acting what many people have been calling demonic. It all started when she shaved her head and eyebrows and then began all her strange satanic antics. We all remember the Eyes Wide Shut themed party she threw with all the celebrities in attendance wearing cloaks. I know you guys remember the Masonic cake at this party. After that party, we went over how she then got a bunch of satanic tattoos and started posting a bunch of satanic imagery on her Instagram. Her Instagram became full of satanic imagery, how it remains to this day. Doja went from a normal looking pop star to a gothic satanist overnight. Even I was shocked to see the overnight change. Don't get me wrong, ever since 2021, before all of this, I knew Doja Cat was a Masonic puppet. Her music video with The Weeknd, You Right, was full of Masonic imagery. Doja was seen singing over the checkerboard floor with a bunch of other occult imagery, revealing who she truly worships. But I still wasn't expecting Doja to go from silly and perky like she was when she first got in the industry to this. This is Doja Cat today, far from what she was just a few years back. People have been blaming her actions on many things, and for a while, I was looking into it, trying to figure it all out. I now have a complete understanding of what Doja has been doing, and it all connects back to this new music video. In Doja Cat's new music video, Paint the Town Red, not only do we see a bunch of satanic imagery, but we see Doja reveal what all of this imagery represents. This music video was straightforward with the satanic imagery, and this is why so many of you have requested I look into it. The video starts with a record being played on a record player. This opening scene was interesting, and it reminded me of the video of Taylor Swift and Ice Spice. Taylor Swift's video started with the record player, then instantly showed Taylor showing Masonic imagery. It's the same with Doja's new music video. It starts with the record player, then cuts to open Masonic imagery. In the Taylor Swift music video, the record player represents how the music was magic and how it's putting a spell on the audience. In this video, it appears to represent the same exact thing. After showing the record player, we see the new Doja, or what she named herself Scarlet, sitting on a chair when out of nowhere, she removes one of her eyeballs and places it on the table. She then pushes the eyeball off the table, starting the video. This is obvious Masonic imagery, as we know the Masons have an obsession with the one-eye symbolism, symbolizing the Masonic all-seeing eye. This early on identifies that this music video is going to be full of Masonic imagery. The video then continues with the eye falling into the clouds, as we then see Doja Cat riding a giant horned demon beast soaring through the clouds. Doja is openly showing herself riding the beast, and this imagery only gets worse from here. This scene represents Doja falling from grace, just like when Lucifer was casted out of heaven. This is why they show Doja's eye falling, and then they depict her riding a giant demon in the clouds. She is depicting her fall from grace. From the looks of it, we can see Doja is happy with this decision, as she appears excited and happy. It's actually what the whole song is about, but we will get into that in a bit. After this, we can see Doja now dressed in all red, making her way to the Reaper. What's interesting is that in Taylor Swift's music video with Ice Spice, Taylor also has a similar scene with her Reaper. We know occultists have an obsession with the god of death, or the Reaper, as the pagans used to make sacrifices to the deity. This scene represents Doja flirting with death, as in order for Doja to be reborn, which is the entire concept of her new project, she must first go through a spiritual death, hence the Reaper. The very next scene is Doja appearing as a blue demon with horns on her head. She can be seen being held by Lucifer in a burning end. Now, we can see the eyeball behind her, which now appears to have become an embryo. In this scene, we see Doja after being reborn, depicting her final transformation as a literal demon. This is where Doja cuts the cord of the embryo and is born again. The scene after this one was interesting, as it showed Doja with a bunch of meat, as if she was feeding some sort of demon. The video was obviously depicting Doja's fall from grace, as the video starts with her fall from the sky all the way to the burning end. Doja is symbolically telling the world she sold her soul and she's okay with meeting a burning end as long as she can be famous and have it all. This is basically what she sings in the lyrics of the song. In the song, Doja is singing about not caring about what she said and that she'd rather be famous instead. Even compares herself to the devil and to a demon. In the opening lines, she sings, I said what I said. I'd rather be famous instead. I let all that get to my head. I don't care. I paint the town red. Openly, Doja Cat is admitting that she sold out in order to be famous. She admits she doesn't care about what she does. Being famous was more important to her. On the bridge of the song, she sings, "She's the devil," which she repeats throughout the song. Doja is now openly comparing herself to Lucifer. She continues on the second verse by singing, "Money really all that we fiending for. I'm doing things they ain't see before. Fans ain't dumb, but extremists are. I'm a demon lord." These lyrics align perfectly with her rebirth imagery. She's embracing her new self. It's obvious this song and music are telling a dark story, but what exactly is that story? Well, it's the story of selling your soul for fame in the industry and what that price truly is. In order to understand my point, we have to rewind back about a year to the time when Doja first started to have problems in the industry. Back in March 2022, Doja said out of nowhere she was quitting music. She blamed it on the industry and her fans. Not long after she claimed to be quitting, Doja went and shaved her head and her eyebrows. If you saw my original video on this situation, then you should remember how I broke down that the Egyptians used to shave off their eyebrows in order to mourn the death of a cat. Cats were seen as a symbol of the goddess Bastet to the Egyptians, so this was a tradition to honor the cat goddess. See, Doja just so happens to shave her eyebrows right as she was about to go through this death and rebirth ritual. It is no coincidence that she did this right before all this death and rebirth imagery would start. It was because this was supposed to represent Doja's death. This moment where Doja shaved her eyebrows was representing the moment of her spiritual death. After that, Doja Cat throws that Eyes Wide Shut themed party, where she comes dressed as the woman who gets sacrificed in the Eyes Wide Shut movie. This character she portrays gets sacrificed and taken out, and this is why Doja came dressed up as her. Doja is going to be sacrificing herself in order to be reborn. Occultists have inverted the Christian rebirth process by mocking it through Lucifer. Instead of being reborn through Christ, they're being reborn through the philosophy of Lucifer's do what thou wilt, living free from morality. This was obviously symbolizing her death and rebirth ritual she would be playing out with this upcoming album. After showing herself as a sacrifice offering for her birthday party, we start to see the demon Doja Cat be born. Doja Cat starts tattooing demonic tattoos on herself and posting demonic posts on Instagram. Then, just last month, we saw Doja announce Scarlet is here, dropping her new music video where she depicts herself covered in blood, reborn as Scarlet. Everything Doja Cat was doing was leading up to this very moment. In my opinion, Doja Cat sold her soul in order to be rich and famous. She was willing to do whatever it takes to make it. She is obviously an occultist, as she frequently uses occult imagery within her music videos and Instagram photos. This is why I found it hilarious when she was acting like the people calling her out for her demonic behavior were reaching, even though she was the one choosing to put all this satanic imagery out there. It's obvious Doja was chosen, and she's going to be one of the stars that make it to the very top of the industry. This new music video openly shows exactly what Doja is about. At the beginning of the video, the record player starts to play, showing that this is what her music is all about, making her fans fall from grace. At the end of the video, after her eye becomes an embryo and she is reborn, she puts the eyeball back in her head, showing that this is a part of her and this is who she now is. Some people might think Doja is doing all of this to troll, but this is not the case. Doja has been showing Masonic imagery since early on in her career. She has been doing it all subtly. Now she's being fully open with the satanic imagery. We have to remember Doja is signed to RCA Records, which is under Sony Music, a massive record label. Everything she does is planned out by her team. Sony is a Masonic-ran record label, which is all about pushing the Masonic agenda. The label wouldn't have signed Doja if she hadn't had taken the oath. They only give that much fame to those that sell their soul. For those that idolize Doja, open your eyes and see things for what they really are. Doja is trying to guide her fans to a burning end. Don't fall for the manipulation. These artists all choose to sell out for fame and fortune on a route to a burning end, and the worst part of it all, they take their fans along with them. Doja's admired by millions of young girls who listen to every word she sings. They are watching her acting demonic and want to be just like her, especially since kids love to watch celebrities rebel. This is exactly what Doja is depicting, a celebrity rebelling against God. These young souls are going to follow behind Doja because she is the star they build up to be worshipped. We must remember what purpose the music in the industry plays: manipulation. Those in control of Doja want all of her young fans to follow right behind her. Don't be manipulated. Protect your mind, body, and soul from this evil. Like I always say, we must remember that every day we wake up, our souls are at stake. And we also must remember to help those who can't see the truth find the truth. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.